Good morning, my name is Tiffany Clement.
And my name is Allison Adams, and you're watching Rediscovery News. You know, Tiffany, we're living in such a wonderful time right now. People before us were barely surviving, but now people are becoming wealthy and are really focusing on learning. Sometimes, though, I feel like we're all taking things for granted. Don't you agree?
Indeed. I mean, some people don't even know how we started living in such beautiful conditions. How the Renaissance began. I think you should remind them.
I would love to. The Renaissance began in the late Middle Ages when merchants and crusaders returned with ideas from the East that had been preserved in the Byzantine Empire. These ideas came from cultures of Greece and Rome. These ideas spread to France, Germany, Flanders, Holland, England, and Spain from Italy through trade, travel, and education. Scholars who learned about the Renaissance from artists began to teach the new ideas of experimentation, observation, and logic. The renewed interest in classical art led to the great flowing of art and learning in the period of time we are in right now, the Renaissance.
Wow, Alice, beautifully said. But let's get into the newscast. The city of Florence is thriving like never before. This was caused because of all the trade done along the Arno River. However, other Italian city-states such as Genoa and Venice are thriving in trade too. For them, it's because of their location in the center of trade routes that link Western Europe and the East. Clearly, Italian city-states are becoming dazzlingly wealthy and powerful. But right now, Venice is the most powerful in trading. It has hundreds of ships that control the trade routes in the Mediterranean Sea. Silks, spices, and perfumes from Asia are flowed into Venice. In addition, the city-states themselves. Many merchants who trade things such as food, art, and luxury goods like silk and spices from Africa and Asia are becoming rich too. They're spending their spare money on arts, decors, and beautiful houses. Artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo are constantly paid for their beautiful masterpieces. In fact, Leonardo da Vinci is willing to take an interview with us. Our interviewer is with him right now. Elizabeth?
Thank you, Tiffany. Good afternoon, Leonardo. How are you?
Good.
We have some questions for you today. Do you mind answering them for us?
Sure.
First of all, many artists, just like you, are becoming very wealthy. What is the cause?
Well, because many people, especially merchants, are becoming rich through trade and commerce, they can afford to be our patrons, as well as patrons of great thinkers.
Following that question, why would people want to spend their money mainly on arts?
Because they want to show off. Just like I said, many people are becoming rich right now. So it's like a competition. Who is the richest? They buy paintings from us, then have a huge party just to show off their new painting.
Many people admire the fact that your paintings, as well as paintings of other artists, are very realistic. That was not the case in medieval art. Why is it now?
Right now, artists, architects, astronomers, mathematicians, thinkers, and so on are influenced greatly by the classics. Artists like me are influenced greatly by the Greek and Roman art. Their art was very realistic, unlike the medieval art. They even used the idea of perspective. That is a visual technique that makes objects look closer or farther away. One important concept to know about is the vanishing point. Without it, perspective would not be achievable. Basically, they also had very good art. I mean, like, it was so good. And also that perspective made very, very realistic paintings, like our paintings. We go above and beyond to copy their paintings. We even study the human body by dissecting human bodies of dead criminals.
So you're saying that artists right now are inspired by Greek and Roman art, not by medieval art?
Exactly. In fact, medieval art was not realistic at all, so none of us use its ideas.
I see, Leonardo. What other things differentiate your paintings from paintings during the medieval times?
Well, medieval art really focused on religious ideas. However, ours does not. In fact, much of the aim for art is to show the importance of nature and people, not just religious ideas.
What do you mean by us, Leonardo, as in what other artists are there?
Well, let's see. There is Raphael, a friend of mine, Albrecht Dürer, Titan, and so on.
What about Michelangelo?
Did somebody say my name?
Oh,
Hey old man, why don't you tell them that story about how you never finished your painting?
Just
Like always.
Why don't you tell them how you never bathe?
At least I finish my paintings and get more sponsors than you. You're just a show off who enjoys attention more than work.
Well, at least I'm not a blacksmith.
Sculptors are not blacksmiths.
Whatever. At least I'm a true Renaissance man. I'm an artist, athlete, inventor, a musician, mathematician, and so on.
I didn't know grandpas could be athletes.
That's why you're not one.
You don't disrespect me like that, Leonardo da Vinci.
I just did Michelangelo.
Well, that's all we have time for. Alice?
Well, that was interesting. Let's talk more about rich people, shall we? Right now, Florence is becoming Europe's banking center. Many families are becoming rich because of this. However, a family known by the name of Medici is dominating the entire Renaissance Florence through banking. Another reporter of ours is at the house in which some members of the Medici family live in. Let's see what's going on there. Rose?
Thanks, Alice. What do you mean they can't have an interview right now?
I'm sorry, but the Medici family is having a party with their friends in the hot tub. Rich people do this to bathe. Right now, they're eating food and drinking wine. They don't want you interrupting their fun.
What am I gonna do now? Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Me? I mean, yes, of course. I would love to.
First off, what's your name?
Nicola.
Hi, Nicola. If I'm correct, you're a servant, right?
Yes.
So what is it like being a servant?
Well, even though many people are rich right now, not everybody is. For example, my family is not. Our usual food includes black bread, while rich people eat white bread. We also can't afford spices such as cinnamon. Also, unlike rich people, we have to use public bathrooms. This is a bathroom in the middle of a river. It is a wooden board with multiple holes for multiple people to use at the same time. The waste goes into the river. This is why rich people don't usually drink water. Rich people usually drink wine or beer. However, some people get rid of their waste by dumping it out of the window. This includes people with fancier bathrooms, private rooms. Usually, only rich people can afford this. However, even though we don't drink water, we still use it for other purposes. We get it from a well that's in the center of the town. The water is used to bathe, sometimes cook, and etc.
I see. In what other ways are common people different from the wealthy people, the upper class, which includes nobles and merchants and so on?
Well, for one, they wear fancier clothes. In fact, some people say that the wives of merchants dress equally as well as the queen, maybe better. However, commoners like me can't afford pricey materials such as silk. In fact, sumptuary laws don't allow us to wear specific colors because specific colors show your status. For example, the colors red, purple, and blue are worn by the people that are in the upper class. Wearing something that represents status that is higher than yours is illegal. Another thing that wealthy people, especially women, rely on is perfume, heavily. Instead of washing their hands after using the bathroom, they usually put on perfume and are ready to go. Also, wealthy people have king-size beds while I have to sleep on wood patches. Even my room is not a bedroom, it's also a kitchen during the day. Wealthy women can even be educated.
I'm so sorry you have to live in these conditions.
Yeah, it's hard, especially that right now, where there's the playground. 1 out of every 3 Europeans are dying. Almost half of Europe is dead now. In fact, it's one of the most feared sicknesses right now. If you go near a person with plague, it is very high chance that you'll get it too. However, there is a bright side to it. Because many people are dead, there are many available jobs. And since there aren't a lot of people who can take the jobs, the pay for them is rising.
Oh my goodness, somebody has a plague! Run! Oh my god, the person with the plague!
Oh no, I feel bad for whoever that was.
Me too.
Well, it's time for a commercial break, but stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Have you been suffering back pain, hair loss, or sleepless nights? Oh, that's awful. We can't help you with that. But we can help you with getting rid of your enemies. Now introducing the pistol. Simply put some gunpowder into the pistol and shoot!
Before I use the sword, which is still the most popular weapon today, I can now kill my enemies without dueling them.
The pistol is the perfect weapon. Get yours for only 50 florins. But wait, there's more. If you get it within 20 days, you'll receive 5 packs of gunpowder from China absolutely free. The pistol is not made for everyone. Side effects include pain of fingers, crying, explosion of hands, and commonly death. If you experience death, please contact us immediately through pigeons. The pistol, get yours today. Welcome back to RD News. Let's talk more about Renaissance thinking. Humanism is gaining popularity and spreading. This idea first arose in Italy because of interest in classical culture. Being a humanist involves believing that people have the ability to control their own lives and achieve greatness. Most humanists are trying to put ancient ideas into practice and trying to improve the work of ancient Greeks and Romans. While being a humanist inspired the option of balancing religious faith and its emphasis on afterlife with an active interest in daily life, some challenged teachings that were important to the church.
Speaking of church, breaking news, the Pope has put Galileo under house arrest. Our reporter Agnes is with him right now. Agnes?
Hey Galileo, how's it going?
Well, I'm sorry, what was that? But I was going.
You're gonna have to speak a little louder.
I'm under house arrest.
A little more details in.
I claimed that Nicholas Copernicus' theory was true.
He was a doctor who also studied to become a scientist. Over time, he developed a theory that Earth and the other planets revolve around the sun. He published a book about it after he died.
I delved into his idea and discovered it to be true. Earth and the other planets orbit the sun, which is in the center of the universe. It's not the other way
I
around.
published a book about that, but when the Roman Catholic Church found out, they were furious.
They called me a traitor and said that I was going against the church and even the Bible itself.
What? How?
Apparently, my belief goes against their belief that God created humans and put them in the center of the universe. They said that because I believe in my idea, I'm going against God's word itself. And I would never say anything like that. They put me on many trials, and eventually I got tired of it. I just admitted that I was wrong. The Pope put me under house arrest and didn't allow me to make any more astronomical discoveries.
Speaking of astronomy, I've heard that you created the most powerful telescope. Is this true?
Indeed, I wanted to study the stars as close as possible. You see, even though a lot of people are greatly influenced by the classics, a lot of it was incorrect. Even take Aristotle, for example. He said that the Earth was in the center of the universe, but he was wrong. Knowing that, we can hypothesize a lot of these other great thinkers were also incorrect. This is why I created the telescope, to see and make sure that all the other astronomers knew what they were saying.
Amazing. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for. Thank you, Galileo Galilei. Why are you laughing?
Nothing, it's just that no one has called me Galileo and Galilei in such a long time. See, important people of the Renaissance don't usually get called by their last names. The other examples would be Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo da Vinci.
I never knew that. Well, good luck on your house arrest. There, it's gonna be alright. Well, back to you, Tiffany.
Thanks, Agnes.
Speaking of the church, goodness for Galileo. Trouble is rising in the Catholic Church. This was originally caused in 1307 when Pope Clement V, a French monarch chosen pope, had decided to move the Catholic government from Rome, Italy to Avignon, France. This caused the Second Great Schism. In addition to the schism, after reading the Bible, many felt that the church had become too worldly and corrupt and did not follow the Bible's beliefs anymore. Through some fixes, the church became very powerful. In fact, the Pope was and is the richest person in Europe. However, now almost everybody is agreeing that the church is just taking money from their pockets in the form of forgiveness of sins and of heavy taxes. Martin Luther, a seminal figure in the Protestant Reformation, stood against this unfairness. In fact, he and the Pope are here today to debate with each other again. Let's see it. Mary?
Thank you, Alice. Today we have the Pope and Martin Luther, and they will be debating whether or not the Catholic Church is following the Bible's rules. Gentlemen, the stage is yours.
Fight!
The Catholic Church is not following the Bible's rules in any way. It is just making people pay heavy taxes, 20% to their government and 10% to Rome. Many people are really, really resented by this. Oh, and good thing I didn't forget, you're also making people pay money for indulgences, the excuse of sins. Many people, including me, are really disturbed by this.
First of all, we're not forcing anybody. Second of all, an indulgence is the release from punishment of your sins, not an excuse from it. People don't have to be punished when they die. Instead, they can go straight to heaven and don't have to stay in purgatory, the midway point between heaven and hell. People don't have to worry about their sins. By the way, indulgences, buy yours today. Oh, and also, I'm doing what God is telling me to do.
No, you're not. God is the God of mercy, not the God of money. If God was here, He would not approve your ways of money.
I'm not making money. I am helping people get to heaven without being punished. If they pay for an indulgence now, they will be punished when they get to hell. I am saving people.
Nonsense. Salvation can only be gained through faith in Christ, not through some methods you're making people to believe in.
I refuse to say anything. I am too important to argue with a Protestant like you. You all are traitors who went against the church. You will all go to hell.
We did not go against anything. In fact, we're following the Bible's beliefs, the only source of religious truth. Oh, and your ancestors are the people who caused all of this chaos. Pope Clement V and Julius II. Julius started the popularity of indulgences just to build St. Peter's Church. Oh, and then to make matters worse, Clement caused the Second Great Schism. That schism only weakened the church. I'm glad the Reformation took place.
The what?
The Reformation is what my fellow Protestants and I like to call the movement of opposition against the Catholic Church. If you're the Pope, you might as well know some vocabulary.
That's it. I am sick of you. Okay, I guess today's newscast is not normal. That's okay, we can,
We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
Do you have to copy books by hand every day? Do you have to wait months for your order of books to be ready? If yes, introducing the printing press, brought to you by Johannes Gutenberg and Johann Fust. The printing press allows you to copy papers in a more efficient way. Simply rearrange movable metal characters to form any sentence you'd like, and print. While you can copy one book in 5 months, you can copy 500 in the same amount of time using the printing press.
Before, you couldn't afford a book. They were too expensive. But after the printing press came out, the price for books dropped. Now she, a middle-aged person, can learn how to read and enjoy books. Some of which include plays of William Shakespeare, world's greatest playwright and one of its finest poets. She can enjoy his masterpieces, such as Romeo and Juliet or even Hamlet. Most importantly, because of the printing press, she can think for herself.
Welcome back to Rediscovery News. Let's talk about William Shakespeare, who is widely considered to be the world's greatest playwright and one of its finest poets. He was known to be quiet and a bit mysterious, but his writings show he was very curious and keenly observant, and a true humanist since he studied Latin and classical literature in grammar school. His 37 plays and 157 poems, 154 of which are 14-line poems known as sonnets, show his deep understanding of human behavior and emotions. The plays include comedies, tragedies, and histories, which cover a broad range of subjects. These include romance, politics, murder, war, and even prejudice.
Beautifully said, Alice. But it seems like our time together has come to an end. Thank you for watching RD News. We'll see you next time.
Sure. First of all, many artists just like you are becoming very wealthy. Okay.
Hello.
Reg.
Recording. What did the act?
No, it just started.
If you laugh,
Hold on, Thanks, Maria.
go. Guys, just keep going. Come on. Stay there for now. Stay there for now. Yeah, okay,
Remember,
okay.
awful. Remember, awful.
Aldrin Studer, Titan, and so on.
What about Michelangelo?
Did somebody say my name?
Oh, hey old man, why don't you tell them that story about how you never finished your painting? Just like us. Why don't you tell them how you never paid? At least I finish my paintings and get more sponsors than you. You're just a show-off who enjoys attention more than work. Well, at least I'm not a blacksmith. Sculptors are not blacksmiths.
20 minutes later.
I'm an artist, athlete, inventor, a musician, mathematician. I didn't know grandpas could be athletes. That's why you're not one. You don't disrespect me like that, Leonardo da Vinci. I just did Michelangelo.
Well, that's all we have time for.
Oopsies. Scene 7, take 1, action.
What do we see now?
Season.
No, we saw a Porsche.
Yeah, we saw a Porsche, and then over there is something, but I don't know because I can't see far away.
Yep.
Did somebody say my name?
No, that's British.
Get up. Did somebody say my name? It's not like you were going, it's okay to petite. It's okay to petite.
They see me rolling.
Galileo. Any day now.
Action. Have you been suffering from back pain, hair loss, or sleepless nights? Well,
Action. And shoot!
I didn't do anything.
Action. And shoot!
wait, do it again.
Action.
Wait. Who's moving?
I am sick of you.
Thanks, Maria.
Can you feel her pain?
Guys,
3, 2, 1, action. Go. Guys, just keep going. Come on.
what? I'm not the first one.
Go. Get up. Don't you have to get up? Okay. Just keep going. Go. Just go. Oh my gosh.
Just hold it. Yeah, just hold it. Oh my goodness, somebody has a plane. Run! Oh my god, the person with the plane!
I'm in California dreaming of how we used to be when we were younger and free. I forgot. I just forgot. Have a great night, everybody.